I remember the day when my name was called at the reaping. I was filled with a mix of emotions, bouncing back and forth like the line on a cardiac machine before it goes flat, trapped between fear and hatred towards the Capitol. The spotlights hit my face, and all eyes were on me. The air was tense, almost as if the whole nation was holding its breath. This, however, was not the moment that I remembered most vividly. I remember the next day being put into that animal cage and at the back of the train, and taking all of us tributes to the Capitol for what would be the end of our lives. All of us, children, eyes darting around, panicked, refusing to make contact, too afraid to build connections with each other before we committed atrocities against one another. I realized then, sitting down there, that an even greater cage surrounds us all. The cage that I was in, that we were all in, surrounds us completely. As time has passed, I realize more and more that the cage is ever present, more now than ever. This cage is not physical nor mental, but is instead society. I realized in that moment on the train that this invisible cage creates stagnation in our country. The cage stops us from creating necessary change to remain in our society. We're instead taught to remain trapped and helpless inside this cage, never to advance or become much of anything, despite our potential to be something. A million young minds just marking time, forced into inactivity. When I won the Hunger Games, however, I realized that you can break free from this cage. I knew that from then on, if I wanted to make a change, I would have to stand up and become more than just a simple performer, a leader instead. A leader who would stand up for all of my people and break Panem and everyone free from this invisible cage that traps us. I know that each and every person here has experienced struggles caused by the cage and the stagnation and the discrimination that it creates. I have seen the Capitol strip the District 11 farmers of their land and then force those very same farmers to work on that very same land as slaves. I've seen the power and the wealth imbalance that our current government creates, disguising their actions as good for the nation, when really they are killing both the Capitol and the districts. The current leaders are turning our Panem into a beast fed only with the crushed spirits, the growling stomachs, the empty pockets, the suffering of its very own people. No matter your religion, philosophy, social or economic status, we will all be affected if there is no change in Panem. Our Panem is currently divided between district and capital, and a weak Panem is a nation that is divided, like we are currently. A weak Panem is a nation ravaged by war and violence. It is the Panem that is seen in the nightmares, the very worst nightmares of every citizen who sleeps at night. But we, the people, want to create and wish to and must create a country found only in our most beautiful dreams. A country where every single person, even everyone in this crowd, is part of the story. It will no longer be only the Capitol show, but our show, Panem's show. We must work together to create a new Panem. We must work together to bring a smile to every person's face. We must work together to bring out good in all people. We must work together no matter what struggles we face. Some people may claim that my Panem, our Panem, will be too loose on crime. But I ask you this, is it really a government if it thrives off of the struggles of its own people? They say that the violence in Panem will skyrocket with my leadership. But our current government fears chaos, but ignores the fact that we are already in it. This government is overrun with injustice and inequality and corruption and disparity. The people of the district encounter violence, inequality, poverty, and a lack of food and shelter, and dangerous conditions all around their districts. On the other hand, the people of the Capitol live rich, unharmed, and lavish lives, while the people of the districts are still struggling to survive. We have had to fight through these struggles with everything that we have, and oppression is the only system that our current government promotes. Without change, new ideas will never escape the minds of the young scholars, inventors, and workers. The changes will be small that we create, but their impact will be immense. Together with your support, the support of the people, we will create and ensure a better panel. The districts and capital will stand together as we are now, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, heart to heart, equally. For far too long, the districts have been oppressed, with division and fear used as law to keep the way of order. From the ashes of a broken past, a stronger, braver, fairer Panem will rise. Voices will be heard, and change and justice will echo throughout every beautiful square and street that we can see here. From the Capitol to District 1 to District 4 to District 12, I will represent everyone. From the fishermen of District 4 to the farmers of District 11 to even the imaginative academy students of the Capitol. The government will no longer just be I, it will be we. We, the people, will stand together as one. No longer will only the people be for the government, but instead the government will be for the people. When you vote for me, you aren't just voting for me. You are voting for a better, united Panama. Thank you, and God bless the great nation of Panama.